Well, hello, avid readers. Trisha Goyer here. I'm here with my friend Betsy St. Amant. I have a story about Betsy from a
Oh,
long
no.
time ago. It's a good one. It's a good one. It's so cute. Okay, but first of all, Betsy, why don't you start by just telling us a little bit about yourself?
Sure. My name is Betsy St. Amant Haddix. I've been remarried as Haddix for coming up 8 years this summer, which is
I
crazy.
cannot believe it's been 8 years. That is
Right?
awesome.
That's crazy.
And
Yeah, so there's that. I've got a teenage daughter, a teenage bonus daughter, and they're both just growing up way too fast. I can't believe we're dealing with driver's license and all the things. But I don't have to tell you.
yes, my
Yeah.
youngest two girls, well, 17 and 14. So
Oh my gosh. Yeah,
right in there.
crazy. I have a little dog who is my whole world. If you follow me on Instagram or subscribe to my newsletter, you'll see all kinds of schnauzer content. Um, so that's kind of our family. And I've been writing since I was, oh gosh, like 7 years old, I think. And first published when I was 23 or 24. And here I am 30 books later. And
That's
it's only been a
amazing.
year because I'm obviously 25. So that's how
Exactly.
that math
I
works.
would have
Yeah.
said maybe 26. I don't
Yeah.
know. Okay.
Bless
No, my
you.
memory is like the first time I met you, I think I was with Robin Gunn
Oh my
and
gosh.
at ACFW, and you came up, you were with someone else, and you're like, we're gonna write books, and we're like, yay. And we're like, Robin and I left, for like, they are the cutest. Like they are the cutest. I remember you, I remember your smiley face and just your
No.
joyful attitude. So like just from that very first meeting, I'm like, oh my gosh, she's so sweet. And I've just been cheering you on from the
Oh,
sidelines for so long.
thank
So
you.
I
Oh, I
love
love
that.
that. That's so fun. I remember that conference. That was such a great one. And I've grown up reading Robin Jones Gunn. She was really instrumental in introducing me to Christian fiction. I found her the first in her Christy Miller series,
Yes. Yeah.
like under a towel in my sister's room when she paid me to clean. And like, here we are. So that's kind of crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love those books. The Christy Miller books by Robin Jones Gunn are just so
So good.
sweet and just so much heart. And even her writing today, it's just
Oh,
like there's
yeah.
so much heart in her attitude. But I love like knowing people in the Christian fiction world. Like Robin was my mentor. I met her when I was
Mm.
22 and
Wow.
at my first, maybe 21 or 22 at my first writers conference. And
Wow.
so like she would encourage me and then there I was teaching and then we see you and we encourage
Yeah,
you and it's just amazing this community that we're in. I just
absolutely.
love it. Yeah.
Yeah, same, same. So,
But
yeah,
we're
so that's kinda me, family and writing and books, and I have a, day job in oil and gas that's kind of sporadic, project-based, but, I do that on the side, and then I have a small business I started a couple years ago called Storyside, where I do author coaching and editing, and I keep several jobs going with that all year, and it's so much fun. I love that so much.
oh so good. Okay, love it. So we're gonna have to have all the send us all the links. We'll put those in the show notes
Yeah. Okay.
for that too. But today we're talking about where I found you.
Yeah.
And first of all, the cover is so cute.
Oh, so
And
cute. They did
we
such a good
just
job with those.
they did such a good job, and it's so Betsy, like, right from the beginning. I don't know, you just are just so sweet, and it's set in the South, like, you talk about that. It's a former romance so this is what I love. I'm like, it's but wait, there's more. This is a but wait, there's more, but because you have,
Yeah,
like, the first love type of thing that they're coming back into the place. He's been gone a while. They both have their dreams have crashed and they're trying to find themselves. There's an inheritance, but wait, there's more. Their families have been feuding for decades. And
yeah.
so there's that background, but wait, there's more. There's an inheritance, but they must work together to solve a puzzle or like
Yeah.
a clues. And I'm like, this is so fun because I was sold at the old boyfriend, old girlfriend thing. And
Yeah,
then it's like,
yes.
oh wait, then we have like all the warring families and the two sides of the church and this is a well-known thing. And then I'm like, oh, that's cool. This is like extra, like I'm really into this now. And then I'm like, wait. And now it's like they have to work together. So Betsy, I was just tickled pink as I'm reading along because it's like the extra stuff that I don't know, it just made it even more fun. Like again, I would have been sold just the old boyfriend girlfriend thing and then because
Yeah.
their personalities. But yeah, so tell us like about your story. Give us the kind of the elevator pitch of this book.
Yeah, so I kind of think of it as there's a movie called Fool's Gold with Kate Hudson and Matthew
Yes.
McConaughey. Oh my gosh, it's such a great rom-com from way back. I don't even know how old. Probably older. Like I would probably be shocked to
Before we
think of
were
how old that
born, I'm
movie is now.
sure. Before we were born. 'Cause
Yes, because we're only 21. Um, but yeah, so I kind of think of it as that movie, Fool's Gold, meets like Romeo and Juliet, kind of the Montague and Capulet vibes with the feuding families. So it has kind of like that thing going on. Um, but you're in this small coastal town that where New Orleans is an hour north. Like you are so far
Mm,
south. And kind of a fun fact, a little behind the scenes for you is when I first pitched this series to Susie at Sunrise, um, I was thinking Magnolia Marsh. I'm all about some alliteration. So I was like,
yeah.
ooh, Magnolia Marsh, that's like swampy Louisiana, you know. And she had the idea to change it to Magnolia Bay because she said Bay had a just a prettier connotation.
Mhm,
And I was
mhm.
like, oh, she's so right. And as soon as she said that, I just immediately started picturing just more of that beachy feel and the pier and the dock where the guys all go fishing and just water and beach vibes. And then there's a lighthouse that's significant in the story, and that's what you see on that adorable cover.
Yeah.
And it all just kind of came together. So as soon as she said Magnolia Bay, I'm like, that's it. That's
And the
obviously it. Yes.
cafe and the where everyone
Oh,
knows everybody and the sweet lady
yes.
that has a health issue right at the beginning. I'm trying to not say too much because but this is right at the
Right.
beginning.
Yeah.
Like right at the
Yeah,
beginning.
Delia. Yes,
Delia.
Mama D, Mama D, everybody loves Mama D in town, and what's so fun is that writing this whole series, you know, this is just book 1 of 3, so you're gonna get to see all these side characters through all 3 books, and it was really kinda sad when I wrapped up book 3 because I was like, "Oh, I live here now, like, what do I do?" Like, this is I literally have lived here for, like, over a year. So yeah, it was kinda hard to type the end on book 3, but I'm in revisions right now, so I still get to play around with them for a little bit longer.
I love that, and I love it's so true as novelists when we have a place where we know all the characters, we know how the story is, we know how the everything
Yeah.
is, and it's like our little world, and it's like, "Wait, that's in my mind." There's not
Yeah,
really a place. I wanna go visit there, I wanna go vacation, wait, I can't
right?
because yeah,
Right?
and it
Well, and even, like, in book 2 and 3, they'll or so in all 3 books, there's at least one scene of all the guys fishing together, and they have a group text called Gone Fishing, and you'll get to read their text messages, and I love how Sunrise, formatted the text, you get the little emojis. I just love that. It's so much fun for me to see. So yeah, so you got the guys fishing in each book, and so like some things you can kind of like depend on that come back around, and of course they're fresh every time based on who's going through what. But I just love that. I love my heroes in this series so much. They just were very real for me, and they're all very different. And their banter, you know, it's fun to write the romantic banter, of course, but
Mhm.
sometimes I love to just let the guys bro out and just,
Yeah.
like, see like, it's so much fun. I don't know. I'm in a gym now, and so I'm around a lot of guys teasing each other and encouraging each other, and it's just a unique vibe, and I think I was able to channel some of that for these fishing scenes. It was just really fun.
I love it. Okay, I'm gonna show the emojis real quick. For those who are
Yeah.
watching this on YouTube, if not, you need to go watch it on YouTube. It's fun, but I love what you're saying. Like you're in the gym. It's like anything that happens in our lives, we kind of like scoop it up, and it's like simmering in there, and then it kind
Yeah.
of inserts its way
Yeah.
into our books. But even like I'm around my 14-year-old boys in basketball. I was just 3 days
Mm.
in Texas at a basketball tournament, and there's schools from Louisiana and Texas, but even the schools are knowing each other because they're at, they go to regionals and they go to
Oh, yeah.
nationals, and but it's so funny seeing these teen boys like goofing off, and this my 14-year-old's trouble. All the girls keep coming and wanting his number. I'm like, no. like, you don't know these girls? Like, who are these girls?"
Yeah.
And his friend was standing there. I'm like, "Casey, you can't just, like, give girls your phone number." He's like, "Dude, give them Pizza Hut. Give them Pizza Hut's number."
Oh,
And I
no.
just laugh. So it's like these,
That's
grown-up
so funny.
banter and fun stuff, and yeah,
Yeah.
I love that you're seeing that and that you're pulling it, I will say the characters seem very real, and they're not perfect. They're
Yeah.
not like, so, like, she's like, "He's really scruffy and he needs a haircut," and he's like, "She cut her long hair, like, what's going on?" And that's
Yeah.
the fun thing too. It's like that makes them more real. It's not like these
Mhm.
perfect people, like, floating through life. It's like, no, I could, like, call them up
Yeah.
or go and visit type of thing.
Yeah, yeah, that's really important to me is for my readers to feel like my characters are relatable because I never want the reader to feel preached at or like, obviously it's fiction, but just that subconscious feeling of like everyone has their life together but me. Like you can even get that from
Mhm.
a book sometimes. So I want my characters to be real and have normal expectations and, you know, um, just character arcs that they really grow through and start off, struggling with this particular issue. One of my characters throughout the book, um, in the series, throughout the series, deals with anxiety and
Mhm.
like just things that we all can relate to. So I love that you picked up on that too, and that's really cool because I do put a lot of effort into that.
Yeah, I love it. Okay, so let's talk about what surprised you. Because I know we sit down with our books and we're like, this is exactly how it's gonna happen. Was there like a character that did something that maybe you thought, what wait, what are you doing? Or why did you say that? Or what does that mean?
Oh goodness. So this book, book one, was so plotted before
Oh,
I started writing that that did not happen really in this book.
yeah.
Some scenes evolved, a little more like some small things maybe, but this one, like I had spreadsheet upon spreadsheet.
Yeah.
Um, and it helped me write it really fast.
And that's
Um,
helpful to know. Like, I think so many
yeah,
people have. I was just interviewing someone, they're like, on my fourth draft, and I'm like,
yeah, yeah.
that hurts my brain thinking of doing it
Oh,
that
that hurts my
way.
heart. Yeah.
Yeah.
But book 2, I will tell you, was almost a complete rewrite. So that book was nothing but a surprise. And then we get to the end of revisions and we still needed to cut like 4,000 words.
Oh, wow.
And can I just tell you how hard that was and how many people that took? And because all the editors were like, we can't take anything out. Like it's all needed. Like you wrote it so intentionally. So on the one hand, it was a compliment, like I'm not wasting words or
Right.
episodic writing, but also it was like, what do we cut? So it was just search after search for fluff words of the word, just or different adjectives. It was painful. Like it physically hurt to cut that many words. So book two was nothing but surprises. So I think that was a gift that book one pretty much went as planned. Like that was God's little gift to me.
Yeah.
So, because that did not stay the case.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so this just came out, right?
Mhm.
It's just released. So
Yes.
when does book 2 release? And what is the title of book 2?
Book two is No Place Like Home, and it comes out in May. And then
Okay.
book three is an August release, and it's called Meant for Me.
Oh, well, that's good.
Yeah.
We don't have to wait a long time. That drives me
Yeah.
crazy. You're, like, so ready for the next people to show up and
Yeah.
spend some time with them. You're like, "What? A year from now? What are you talking about?" Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah.
super
No,
cool.
I love that. And book two coming out in May is going to be a Cajun circus and a
Oh.
professional aerialist. So my teen daughter does aerial, which is, if
I
you're
was
not
telling my
familiar,
daughter in the car, I was like,
yeah.
"My friend Betsy," because she sees me texting you like, "I'm running late on this interview, Betsy." And I'm like, "Oh, her daughter, she's an airless, and this is so cool." She's like, "Oh." So yeah, talk about that because that is super cool.
Yeah, so for anyone who doesn't know, aerialists are like the Cirque du Soleil performers that you see in the big shows. They're hanging from these long silks from the ceiling, 10, 15, 20 feet in the air. Um, and it's just the coolest, hardest thing ever. And my daughter's done it for 3 years now. She got a month of classes for her 13th birthday, and now she's 16 and a half, and she's teaching younger kids. She's competing. She's just so cool. So she always said, you should put an aerialist in one of your books. And I'm like, I know just the one. So there's going to be the Cajun Circus featuring this aerialist who has come back to Magnolia Bay. and is going to be the love interest for Cade, who is the best friend of Noah in book one. So it's all connected. You'll get to see everyone throughout the whole series. Really, a lot. Like it's more than just the quick one page cameo. Like
I
these are
love
all like
that. Yeah.
interconnected. Yeah, yeah.
I
It
love
was
that.
really fun.
Bethany Turner does that too with her books. Like their
Yeah.
characters, yeah, they show up so. Oh my goodness, it's gonna be so good. I love it. I love it, Betsy. Okay, so tell us a little bit more about. I'm trying to figure out not too much about this mystery part of it, but maybe a little bit more about this mystery that they have to solve and what they have to figure out because I think it's just such a unique, fun thing that you did with this book.
So I wanted to do some kind of treasure hunt something. And I just wasn't quite sure what that looked like yet. But when I really got down and started trying to plot it out, I thought, I love stories or movies or books where there's some kind of will, like an inheritance, where
Hmm.
the person is gone. You can't go ask questions, you can't get clarity. And a lot of times you see the hook or whatever be like, if you don't get married by this certain time, you don't get the inheritance, or something to do with like wedding, right? You see that on
Right.
Hallmark or um and so I didn't want to do that, but I wanted to do something with that same kind of like high stakes. And I thought, oh, what if he just needs money, and this is now like an opportunity for that, but there's this catch, like it's hard. He's not good at puzzles. He has to try to, figure this out. Um, so yeah, it just kept going like, oh, what if this? What if this? And I just like kept snowballing until we landed where we did. So yeah, without giving too much away, the the boy from this family and the girl from this family, the feuding families, have to work together to solve the clues. They were each given um, clues to share, and the lawyer in charge of this estate and all of this was kind of watching, and like they had to follow the rules or they'd be disqualified. So like they were forced to work together. So you kind of have several tropes going on. You've got a little bit of that second chance romance because they
Hmm.
had a summer fling back when they were like 17 or 18, and then um, you've got the forced proximity where they're forced to work together for a common goal. And then you've got a little bit of enemies to lovers because you've got the feuding family. So there's a whole lot going on in this book, and I think that's why it was so fun to write, because it just kept staying very fresh in all these different ways, even for me as a writer, which is nice. So
Yeah, and I was telling my daughter about it as we were driving, and I said, "I think you really like it," and usually she's like, "Mom, I don't wanna read your books." Like,
yeah.
but then she's like, "Actually, that sounds good." Like, so
Oh, yay!
14-year-old, like,
I have
was like, "Oh,
arrived.
that actually sounds really interesting."
No, yeah, I have a 14-year-old, so I know that is huge. That is
I
a
know,
huge
I'm
compliment.
telling you, everything I suggest is like, no."
Yeah,
So, I think she
yeah.
would, like.
I have a victory story like that with my 14-year-old. She's supposed to do a project for her school, ELA, and I finally got her to do it on Sarah Ella's book, The Wonderland
Oh,
Trials.
yeah.
It came out a couple years ago, and I was like, I promise you'll like this. Just give it a chance. And like, she has not been able to put it down. Yes.
Yeah, I know, it's
So,
it's so fun. Yeah,
yeah,
and then they probably would have liked it if we didn't, like, know the people, you know what I mean? It's just like, I don't know if your
yeah.
kids think you're cool, but my kids do not think I'm cool. All their friends think
No.
I'm cool.
Yeah.
I teach for their co-op,
Yeah.
all the co-op kids love me, they don't
Right.
think I'm cool.
Yeah. No, I think that stopped a couple years ago. Although I do have to admit, my oldest, the aerialist, she joined CrossFit with me. So I've been going to CrossFit over a year, and she joined back in November or maybe October, and she thinks that's pretty cool. So like I still have that with her. She's like, "Oh my gosh, you just deadlifted 200 pounds, mom! Like what?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I still got something."
That
So
is so cool. Okay, that is cool. That is cool. That's impressive.
thank you.
I love it. It is so fun. Okay, so, back to these characters, what okay, as you're going along and you're writing, you know what's gonna happen. Let me think of the question. Hold on. Sorry, Andy. I'm trying to think because I was gonna ask another question, but you said it was super plotted. Okay, let's go back. Let's go a different way. Thank you,
Okay.
Andy, so much for doing this. Okay, looking back, Betsy, now to that writer that you were like when we first met at like I don't know I don't know how many years you'd been writing, but what would you tell that writer now of like how your career has gone and what kind of things that you've experienced on this writing journey?
Mm, that's a good question. I think it would boil down to don't panic because I'm a panicker. That character with anxiety, like, I wrote that, very honest. Um, so I think I would tell her, "Don't panic," that your journey through this, like, your story as you're writing stories is so plotted out by the Lord, like, it's so
Mm,
ordained, and, like, you don't have to strive, like, what's coming to you is coming, and you don't have to make it happen. And I've just had story after story of how I try to force a door, and it's just nailed shut, and then I'm like, "Alright," and then something I would have never in a million years expected or thought of just swings open, with no effort at all on my part, whether that was a contract or whether that was just a new, networking connection or like whatever it might be, it always just works out, and you just do your part, you're faithful, you write the stories, um, you let the bad reviews roll off and you don't panic over sales figures. You just do the next thing because that's all we can do. We can't
mhm.
control all those things as authors. So I think I would just tell her, "Don't panic, it's all gonna work out, and God's got the next thing already planned." So, like, you don't have to try to make it happen.
Yeah, and I love that so much because I think we have this, like, even, like, the type of books we're gonna write, the type of publishers we wanna work with.
Mhm.
I mean, and publishers now, like, Sunrise, we love them. They weren't even around when you first
Right.
started, and so, like, we have no clue of what God's gonna
Yeah.
do and his good plans for us, and even the
Yeah.
stories that he brings up, it's
Yeah.
like these seeds of an ideas, and pretty soon you're like, "Oh," and they take root. And then some, I'm sure you're like you have this too. There's some ideas that you're like, "Someday you will get your chance." Do you have those
Yeah.
ideas too?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. It's in a notebook in the other room right now. I've got a neat story about that. So, I've written a lot of novels for Love Inspired, and, several years ago, I was pitching the new idea, and it was actually this story. It was actually Where I Found You was the treasure hunt, but I had written it as a love inspired proposal. And they came back and said, "No, we can't do that. We don't really do treasure hunts." But this little two-line blurb that you just kind of threw on the bottom of the proposal as a potential second book, we want to see more of that. I was like, "Oh, okay." So I fleshed that out, made a proposal, sent it in. It contracted, sold pretty well, and then it just won the Carol, the ACFW Carol this,
Okay, so what's the
past
title for that one?
2024. That one is Their Holiday Secret,
Yes.
and it just won the Carol, my first Carol ever. I've entered the Carols almost every year for over a decade, and I'd never even finaled. And the first year I finaled, I won from a book that was a afterthought like, it's never what you think, you
It's
know?
like you have to put something in the proposal to show them that there could be another idea to go with this, right?
Right, right, like, it was just kind of "Oh, this could, turn into a book maybe." And so you just never know, like, God's just works all these things out, and then for the treasure hunt book that was rejected to go and be a full-length 3-book series, like but in the moment, you just feel the rejection, right? You just feel like, "Oh,
Mhm.
they don't want this. Okay." And it didn't hurt that bad because they were interested in something else, and that always helps, but a rejection turned into a double blessing because it not only produced the book that won the award, it also produced this whole series. And so that's what I mean when I say, like, you can't make it happen. Like, it's just
Mhm.
the Lord opening these doors and nudging you in the right way, and you're just doing the next thing. You don't even have to try to orchestrate it. He already has. And that's just so freeing, especially for people who struggle with anxiety and, feel like we always have to be producing and making it happen, and we really don't. We just really don't.
Yeah, yeah, and God's like, "Will you just calm down? Just calm
Yeah,
down." I kinda, like, made these stars up here and, like,
right?
you
Like,
know
there's a lot going on. It's
yeah.
gonna be okay.
I was
Yeah.
telling, I teach at co-op, and I was telling them, like, "If God created the peacock mantis shrimp, then he has control of you." They're like, "What is that?" I'm like, "Oh, it's the coolest little creature." So it's like the craziest things, like, God has control.
Yeah,
Um, God has
yeah.
control. Alright, so
Amen.
you also mentioned something, reviews.
Mm.
I'm like, who would dare give Betsy a bad review? I can't imagine that.
Well, I'll tell you my 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 version of or I guess my way of like handling that. They're like, "Oh, just let it roll off your back." What is it, like a duck in water or whatever, like it just
Yeah.
rolls off. Yeah, and like, that's like, have you met me? That's not really easy. I take everything very personal. It's like, don't take it personally, and I'm like, best I can do is immediately so personal. But but I have found the cure for the bad book reviews. So what you do is you find the worst sentence in the review and you turn it into a really cute little graphic and then you share it and you promote it and you're like, "Hey, this is what one reader thought. What do you think of my books?" And I've gotten so many sales and good reviews from posting the bad review. It's hilarious. And
Well,
it
and then
just
you have
helps
people
you.
defending you like, "I love this
Yes.
book. The characters were amazing. This was
Yes.
awesome."
And it's just funny and it helps you not take yourself so seriously. So it's just kind of a win-win. So I do that every now and then and it's just hilarious. So like one of them said the epilogue had her dry heaving like her cat. And I was like,
What?
wow. Yeah. And then in my book, Tacos for Two, which came out 2021 with Ravel, they said I think they said I either ruined tacos for them or like they could never eat tacos again. And I'm like, that's dramatic. Like you should probably get that checked out. Like that shouldn't be a reaction to a novel. So you
Oh
just
my
never know.
word.
But yeah, it was fun. It was fun to make the graphics and it helps you just realize not every book is for everybody. And
Yes.
at least, they took the time to read it and be honest and, the book still impacted them even if it
They made
ruined
it to the
tacos, like
epilogue. They made it
yeah,
to the
like,
epilogue.
they gave it a try, they gave it a try. So, yeah, and honestly, if you ever see a book with nothing but perfect 5 stars, like,
Mhm.
there's something going on there because not everyone likes everything. There's been classics that I've read and thought, "What is the hype? I don't get it," and, that book is just not for me, so
That's
now
true.
I'm not gonna go on and tell them it made me dry heave, but, I'll
Or
keep it a
it
little more
it
nice
ruined the
than that.
Scottish moorlands for you or the
Right?
oh, no.
It ruined the color green. So yeah, that's just the way I handle it now. I think it's fun and it helps me not take myself so seriously. Like, it's just a book, it's not for everybody, and that's okay.
Yeah,
So,
and I will say there's times I've looked at those reviews, I'm like, "Oh, actually, that's a really good point." That did
yeah,
come across a little stereotypical, so for the next book, I gotta fix that. So,
yeah,
sometimes there's
yeah.
some things are like, "Oh, actually, I really appreciate that."
Yeah, you can take some, constructive criticism from it, and, I think that's part of the author journey, is just knowing, like, what voices to listen to and
Mhm.
improve on and which ones to just dismiss,
Yeah.
and that's hard. That's hard.
That's good. Okay. So, Where I Found You just released and say the name of the can you give both names of the next 2 books to us?
Yes,
Okay.
book 2 is No Place Like Home, and book 3 is Meant for Me.
Oh, I like those titles. Those are great. Are all the covers similar too? The really
Yes.
cute,
Oh my
artsy,
gosh. Yes.
colorful. I love these colors. Like I love those
Yep.
colors.
So, I think they're gonna be really pretty lined up on a shelf together, with the not only the spines, but just the color. So book 2 is very, like, purple and navy, and it has the circus tent at night with all the string lights, and
Oh,
then book 3 kind of features, the town. There's, like, a gazebo and, a lamp post that's very important to the story, which you'll have to read to find out. But yeah, and it's kind of more of like a peachy pink color. So it's almost like sunset, dusk, sunrise as
oh,
the
I love
series
it.
progresses. It's so pretty. I love it so much.
Oh, I
So,
cannot wait. I'm gonna have to go check those out. We're gonna put the links to all of them in the show notes. But Betsy, I always love to ask, what is some maybe your favorite Christian novels or some ones that you've read recently that you can recommend?
ooh, okay. So I just got Becky Wade's newest. It's the third in her recent series. I just got it in the mail today, and I'm so excited to start reading it tonight. And I'm so bad with titles, but it's Becky Wade's newest series. The I think the this last one is called Rocky Road, or maybe that was the one before. Rocky Road's one of them, and it was great, or it will be great. So
Just say
I'm
Becky
Becky
Wade, and
Wade.
we get
Yeah,
yeah, of course.
yeah, I'm like auto buy author for sure. Um, and then I just finished Rebecca. I think is it Millay? Is that how she pronounces her last
Oh,
name? Millet.
Yes, I'm talking to her
Oh,
soon,
I love
today,
her.
later today.
It's so fun. Okay, she's so sweet. We've been social media buddies, and I got to really connect with her at this past conference at ACFW, and I got her Julia Monroe Begins Again, and it's set in New Orleans, and so of course I was going to love
Oh,
it. It's
yeah.
another Southern book, and it's so cute and so fun. So I've really enjoyed that one. I just finished it a couple weeks ago, and then I'm pretty much an auto buy for Courtney Walsh and gosh, Susie May Warren, of course, and that's a chore, like, you gotta
I know,
keep
I
up.
cannot
The
keep
woman,
up with Susie.
she's cranking them books out. She's got a machine in her basement, and she just, like, turns this little
I
wheel,
think
like,
so. I
they
think
just
so.
crop out. So, yeah, those are some of my favorite authors that I'm always just like, "I don't even care what the back cover says, I'm gonna get it, I'm gonna love it." But, yeah, I highly recommend Julia Monroe Begins Again. Super cute, very
That
unique.
Yeah, very fun. Yeah, she's a fun voice, a fun voice. That's yeah,
Yeah.
so good. Well, Betsy, thank you so much. Where can people go to find more information about you and then all your books?
So my website is probably the best landing point. It's just betsysaintamont.com. And last name is Saint Amant. It's all run together. There's no period on the web link. So betsysaintamont.com. And on there, you can subscribe to my newsletter, which I try to send out every 2 to 3 months. It's been a little less frequent here lately because I wrote 4 books in 1 year. Like
Yeah,
it's
that's a lot.
yeah, that was time consuming. But I'm hoping to get a little bit more consistent. But you'll get newsletters from me that feature my CrossFit journey, my adorable schnauzer, all the things, just family life and writing life behind the scenes. I always do a giveaway, so it's fun stuff. I don't spam you obviously because I don't have time. But
Yeah.
yeah, so website, and then from there you can also follow me on Instagram or Facebook if you're so inclined.
All right. Well, thank you, Betsy, for being here.
Thank you so much.